like I raced pretty deep into the summer, and so my build-up was a little bit delayed compared to some of the guys, but that's not necessarily a bad thing because I sat down with my coach early in the year and kind of discussed, hey, last year we peaked maybe a little bit too early, and so for us this time it was making sure that we're peaking at the right time, and that's today or tomorrow.
So your teammate Charles Hicks won the race last year. Have you had a chance to talk to him before tomorrow? And if so, what did he say?
Yeah, I kind of thanked him for letting me step out of his shadow a little bit. I feel like he was always the cross country guy, but I've talked to him fairly regularly, and you know, can always share some wisdom. So he's given me a few pointers here and there, and hopefully I can utilize them tomorrow.
The track runner, are you better at one of the other? Do you prefer one of the other?
I think coming into college, I always thought I was going to be a cross country runner. I was kind of recruited as a steeplechase guy, and then the track kind of came up on its own. So at times I think I'm a track guy, other times I think I'm a cross country guy, and tomorrow I'm going to be a cross country guy. I feel like that's what we've trained for today, and yeah, we'll get after it. It'll be a tough race. It'll be gritty, and I feel like the strongest guy, the toughest guy is probably going to win it.
How do you approach this season in terms of like mileage week, you're peaking for this meet? You know, what were you doing in the middle and what are you doing now?
Yeah, so I think I probably finished my season track around start of August, late July. That's kind of when I found out that I was one off going to Worlds. So that kind of sucked, but it allowed me to get a few more weeks to focus on NCAA Cross, and so you know, I was able to get up to mileage, get up to 95 miles a week, which is what I do, and basically hop in with the guys at the start of our preseason camp and you know, keep working. And I feel like this year and compared to last year, I've stayed at that higher mileage later in the season, and obviously begin to tape off for this race, but I feel like I was feeling a lot more fresh this year than last. 3 weird weeks of like jogging or like time off. It was kind of like a limbo era, but I did get some time off. We got to give it a little trial earlier in the season, and so you know, you get to know a little bit of like the intricacies, like the lines, which is nice because sometimes the best line here might not be the best line because the footing can be somewhat dubious at times, and so I feel like over 10K you might get strung out a bit more and keep an honest race like these guys said. If you asked me probably 6 months ago, I'd definitely go for the flat track course, just because you know, when you're in track season you do appreciate not having to run any hills, but we've been certainly working on hills, so I'll take a tough course in cross country. Science and engineering, and I don't think there's really much of an overlap there, but there's certainly harder courses you could be doing at Stanford, so maybe a little bit less workloads benefiting me.
All right, guys, that's all we have time for.